Hey there, Fellowship of Faith family. I want to thank you so much for tuning in for this special Friday afternoon live stream. You know, for those of you who might be watching and don't know me, my name is David Gadini. I'm the senior pastor here at Fellowship of Faith in McHenry. And for the next few minutes, I want to talk to you about a step that I think we should be taking as a congregation. You know, this past August, you might remember that we had this giant congregational meeting here at Fellowship of Faith where we put before you 5 options for growing the kingdom here in the context of Fellowship of Faith that would also simultaneously deal with the space issues that we're facing. And you might remember that overwhelmingly, we as the congregation came back saying, what we think the right thing to do is to build. Now, it's crazy to think how much has happened since last August. I mean, we've had new staff join us, new ministries develop. We have watched these plans, these initial plans that we shared for you for this building project, go through a number of reiterations, and that was all before Christmas. Then the holidays happened, and of course, COVID-19. Do you even remember life before COVID-19? And all of this has changed our landscape. Now, as we've been thinking through what the future holds for Fellowship of Faith, we've been looking at these changes that have come our way and asking the question, God, where is it that you're leading? What is it that you want to do? How do you want us to make the biggest impact with what you have given us and how you have poised us in this next season to come? You know, our staff and our board of directors, we've been looking at this question tirelessly. You might remember that last August, we presented to you an expansion plan that was going to be north of $2 million, maybe even $3 million. If we adopted a mindset that went beyond the issues that we're facing right now to poising us for growth in the future to come. And I don't know about you, but that's a formidable number. A $3 million campaign. If God is calling us to it, then let's sink our teeth into it. But especially in a time like this, with all the economic uncertainty and the world recovering from COVID, it just strikes me as something big. But we know that Jesus' call remains. Lord, how do we reach our community? How do we maximize that which you've called us to and given us to? And how do we do it in such a way that we can step forward in trust, but with responsibility? And it's led us as a board and a staff to start asking a new question. Lord, instead of thinking 3 million today, what could we do for 300,000 instead? And what I'd like to share with you is a plan that we've put together that I think has incredible impact to take this church forward to that bigger campaign we know that will eventually come our way, but in an incremental way to get us there. And it focuses on building a mezzanine. Picture our coffee house, and within it, building a second floor or a mezzanine that maximizes our space. Andrew's going to flash up some pictures here in just a moment to show you what I'm talking about. What we want to do is take advantage of the space we have, but build that wall up to the top and increase a second floor in the children's ministry area, giving us more usable space. Now, there's several things this project will do. 1, it will nearly double the amount of usable children's ministry space that we have. 2, it will allow us to better utilize both the rock area and the coffee house area at the exact same time without all the volume issues and sound transference that we've faced to date. 3, this will do something else for us as well. It will allow us to expand our sanctuary space, giving us over 100 more usable seats where people can be engaged without, shall I say, distraction to the rock or from it. 4, It will give us additional meeting space, classroom space, small gathering space, 3 additional rooms that can be used on a Sunday morning for adult classes, Wednesday evenings for adult classes, or 5, just simply creating living room spaces for people who need a bit more privacy and quiet in the chaos that we've all come to know and love in the Fellowship of Faith coffee house. Now, in addition to this, and can I just say, the specs that we showed you are just the initial things in development, and man, is it looking cool. There's a few other projects that we're going to package in as well. We're going to replace our signage on the building and at the corner, giving us a better footprint, more representative to who we are for the people driving by. We're going to make improvements to our camera system so that live stream, which is here to stay, is even better by far. There's improvements we have to make to our entry system and our door security system and some other things going on as well. For example, if we're going to build a wall to the ceiling and have to paint it, it's time for a facelift to the coffee house as well, a fresh paint job and new furnishing. It's been 13 years since that project was completed. This, which I'm sharing with you today, is what we're calling First Wave. It is the first wave of a number of projects we believe are coming our way and a number of opportunities that we know we can seize to be the best church that we can possibly be, making the best impact we can possibly make, and reaching the most people we possibly can, because I'll tell you this, I believe that God is not done with Fellowship of Faith. He has something in store for us as this church, and it goes beyond what we're currently doing right now. And what we found is that for a project of 1/10 the cost, $250,000 to $300,000 rather than $2.5 to $3 million, we can make an incremental step forward and making the most of the blessings that God has given us to bless our community in the biggest way possible. Now, I want you to mark a date. On Sunday, July 19th, at noon in this worship space in our sanctuary, we are going to be having a congregational meeting where we will walk you through the details even more of what this project entails, and of course, answer your questions as well. But we're doing something else. The board of directors would like to make this a voters meeting too. Now, FOF members, in a few days, you'll get more information on this voters meeting. But see, we don't want to lose this unique period of time that we've been given. Here in a shelter-in-place society, even though we're opening up not quite fully yet, and here in the summer when children's ministry is meeting, the more construction we can get done now, the less interference and hindrance it will have when the fall rolls around and children's ministry opens again. We want to seize the opportunity now. So on Sunday, July 19th, we're inviting you. All are welcome, whether you've been with us at FOF, whether you're a member of FOF or are just tuning into this live stream for the first time, to come and hear more about this and get your questions answered, and hopefully, members, give your voice and vote to making this project go forward. But you know, we're going to do a few other things before then. This Sunday, I want to invite you to text your questions in to questions you never thought you could ask in church to our Sunday morning 10 a.m. live stream. And among all the questions that we have on God and life and theology and the Bible, what I'm going to do is seek to answer as many of your questions as well on this campaign and First Wave project. Additionally, in a few days, we're going to be sending out information for what we're calling living room meetings. 3 meetings that we're going to host here on site at Fellowship of Faith before the July 19th meeting, inviting you to sign up if you're interested to come in a small group and be here on the premise and see firsthand how this is going to impact everything, and hopefully as best we can answer the questions that you bring. Details to come. An email is going to follow up on this live stream today, summarizing what I've talked with you. And of course, go to our website shortly, not this moment, but shortly we'll have it up to the First Wave page, which will summarize this and have a copy of this video as well. Look, in 20 some years of doing ministry, I've learned something. God sends waves of opportunity. You can't conjure the wave, you can't create the wave, you can't manufacture the wave. But when God sends it, what you can do is ride it. We know there will be more waves to come. This is the first of a number of waves God is sending our way, a second, a third, and a fourth, and I'll share more about those with you in time. But God is sending us a big one right now. And whoa, do I think we have an opportunity before us to ride this wave and come together to make incredible kingdom impact. So I hope you join us and ride this wave. I hope you'll be a part. Details to come. And I want to thank you so much for joining in on this live stream today. Hey, God bless.